no question that women's sports have come a long way. Corporate sponsorship, viewership, and fandom is bigger than ever. But as my next guest will tell you, there's still a ways to go before there's true equal opportunity. She is the president of New York Girls Baseball, a nonprofit across the tri-state area that helps girls play real baseball at every level, regardless of financial barriers. Let's welcome Cassie to the show, y'all. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So you come from a baseball family, so what happened when your daughter asked to play?
I grew up in New England, so big Red Sox family.
Yeah.
Go Sox.
Those are fun fans, man.
Oh my God.
I know, I've done
ridiculous.
the anthem at a game before, and I was like, I could get into this?
Yeah, it's a huge sports town.
Yeah.
Then I moved to New York and met my husband, who's also a big Red Sox fan, so we're just a big baseball family.
Yeah.
When my daughter Sam was little, she loved watching games with my husband on television, going out to play catch in the park. We took her to a couple of major league games. So when she was 7 and it was time to sign up for Little League, she just marched her little self right across the street to the park, right to the baseball table and said, I'm here to sign up. And they said, oh, softball's that way, sweetie. And she was very adamant, no, I want to play baseball. And every single year they tried to get her to switch to softball. The head of the organization told her she should be playing softball. She persisted, but that was really our first experience with the challenges girls still have to face.
Yeah, so what was your daughter's experience like, though, playing baseball? I know couldn't have been easy.
Well, she played Little League for, I don't know, 5 years. She played on several travel teams. She played for her high school.
With all boys, right?
All boys,
yeah.
Yep, all the time. They weren't even going to let her try out for her high school team, and we had to remind them, legally, you actually have to let her try out, but they made her jump through all sorts of hoops. And, you know, when she was playing, she had to deal with, like, the nastiest comments from parents, from coaches, from other players, and she always handled herself with such grace and dignity, so much better than I would have at her age, for sure.
I think it's harder, though, when you're the mom or the parent and you're watching your kid. It's like,
oh, yeah.
I could handle a lot, but when you do it to my kid, I'm like, I'm a total mama bear.
Mama bear comes out.
Yeah.
And it breaks your heart a little bit, too, because like, my kid, she just wants to play this game. That's all she wants to do. She should not have to be dealing with this kind of thing. So after a couple of years, my husband was like, there's got to be something for girls in baseball, and he found an organization called Baseball for All, which is their whole goal is just to create opportunities for girls to play baseball. So they host a national tournament. They hooked her up with a team, and we went to that tournament. We walked out on the field for opening ceremonies, and it was just a sea of girls, just hundreds and hundreds of girls, all in their baseball gear, ready to play baseball.
Must have been overwhelming for her.
Oh, it was really amazing. And by the end of the 4 days of the tournament, she was floating.
Yeah, so that led to your own nonprofit, right? Tell us about that.
So after that tournament, my husband was jazzed, and so he came back and he connected with Baseball for All, and they set him up with other parents in the New York area who had also expressed interest in having girls baseball around here. And so in 2018, the nonprofit New York Girls Baseball was formed, and since then we've had hundreds of girls who've gone through the program. We have teams at every level. They all play under the banner of the New York Wonders. We have tournaments, we have clinics. We actually have a clinic starting on Sunday for girls who've never played before. So anyone in the area, if you have a daughter, go to our website and check it out.
You know, that's so important to tell people, because I think a lot of people don't even know it's an option still.
Right, exactly. And we found that a lot, that people just don't even think that their daughter could play baseball if she wanted to.
Well, they're from a generation, the parents are from a generation where it wasn't an option.
Right,
so, yeah,
absolutely.
for sure. How have you seen the program impact girls since they start, you know, since they've been, I mean, just being a part of a team that involves more than one girl.
Absolutely. I mean, that in and of itself, but we've seen dozens of our players who've been invited to Major League Baseball development programs, where they actually train with Major League Baseball coaches. One of our alumni, Olivia Pichardo, was the first woman to ever play D1 college baseball.
Wow, that's amazing.
And now we have this new women's professional baseball league, and 7 of our alumni were drafted into that league. So it's been really exciting. Yeah, to watch.
So cool.
Even in just a few short
opportunity.
years, the progression has been awesome to see.
You can only imagine with more years to come. Yeah, it hadn't even been that long.
Yeah.
And already so much success. Our next 2 guests know how transformative being part of the program can be. Everybody welcome, please, Sabrina and Kate, also known as Apple. Our friends call it Apple. So, like Cassie's daughter, you were passionate about baseball early on, right?
Yeah, I started playing at age 5, and I have an older brother. We would play wall ball together, and we would just throw the ball against the wall and go chase it.
Yeah.
So when I was 13, I tried out for my high school team, baseball team, and there was 3 rounds of cuts, and I made it through the first 2 rounds. On the last day, they invited me into the room, and they said, "You're good enough to play middle infield, but we just can't have you on the team." And I knew what that meant. So as a 13-year-old girl, I wasn't about to stand there and argue with 3 grown men.
Yeah.
So I stood up, I thanked them for the opportunity, and I walked out. When I got home, I was so upset. I was so tired of fighting, so tired of like trying to prove myself on the field, and I almost quit. And luckily that summer, I was introduced to New York Girls Baseball and Baseball for All, which gave me the opportunity to keep playing baseball outside of school where I was cut.
Yeah. Their loss. Definitely their loss. Now you're playing first base for the pro team in Boston.
Yes.
That's the coolest thing, man, about being a part of sports. I always tell my kids, too, is like, look, mommy didn't end up being an athlete, but it's like, it's such a great thing socially, like, to learn how to work as a team.
Yeah.
Those, you know, relationships you can maybe have possibly for the rest of your life. You learn a lot about yourself and confidence. There's so much else that goes into it, if you're wanting to do it professionally or not. I'm an Apple, sorry, I know you're here. I'm talking to you now. I know you're sitting right here. So unlike Sabrina, you started off playing softball. So what got you into baseball?
So, yeah, I did start playing softball, but it wasn't really competitive or serious. And at the same time, my twin brother was playing baseball. And so when I was looking at his games, you know, it looked serious and fun. And I was like, why don't I try that? So I did, and it was amazing. I actually went on to play on my Little League District All-Star team 3 years in a row because I decided to switch to baseball.
That must have been really hard too, because you're watching your twin literally do exactly what you want to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You're
no.
like, I'm capable as well.
Exactly, yeah. Well, I like to
Same
think I'm
womb
better
and
than
all.
him.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
So how did it change when you joined New York Girls Baseball? How did the impact like with your life?
Oh my God, it was so different. Like when you would play with boys, you would see one girl every now and then, and you'd be like, oh my God, I'm not the only one.
Yeah.
And then when I joined New York Girls Baseball, it was like, wow, there are so many more girls who are just like me. And I was worried it was gonna be like softball where no one really cared, but it wasn't at all. It was amazing. And I've definitely made lifelong friends there. And it helped me like see that I can keep moving forward with baseball.
Yeah, absolutely. I will say I grew up with some softball players that were very competitive, but I think the option, and very serious, but I think the option is the important part. It's like, cool, well, some people want to play softball, but some people might want to play baseball too. It's all, you can do all the things. I think that is the important part that I hear. So what do you want to say to Cassie?
I just want to thank you so much for all of your hard work in baseball and giving all of me and all the girls growing up and all the girls in the past the opportunity to keep playing. And you gave me a chance in baseball when I really needed it the most, so I'm forever grateful.
Yeah.
I also want to thank you so much for the organization that you put together. As I said, friends that I've met that I may never have met, I really appreciate that. And Sabrina, you too, you paving the way so that I can go into the WPBL in the future. It just, you know, I don't have to stop at high school or college. As you said, I can keep going. That could actually be a career for me. I really thank you.
That makes me so happy because me growing up, I didn't even think about women baseball.
Yeah, you want to be the first.
So to hear her say that, like, she's excited to play baseball.
It's a reality.
I'm like, I'm gonna cry.
Yeah. Well, the Amazing Mets Foundation, led by Mets owner Alex Cohen, believes everyone should have access to the sport of baseball. They are committed to their community and proud to continue their support of New York girls baseball with a $20,000 grant just to help out. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you all so much. It's hard to be the pioneer of something, but it's real badass.